Exceptional efforts made by the ministry in coordination with government agencies to hold a third round of negotiations for Iraq's assassin to the World Trade Organization after 16 years, as Iraq submitted files for goods and services and reviewed economic reforms. I think you guys can get the picture. If the United States thinks the security and stability is going to be good, they're going to be there. Al-Sudani asks the Trump administration to continue granting Iraq an exemption from importing Iranian gas. Al-Sudani said in an interview with Ashaq al-Awsat, the previous U.S. administration gave us an exemption from these sanctions. Al-Sudani also pointed out that Iraq has begun the process of linking energy with neighboring countries in order to cover our needs. Be careful. There are groups, entities, organizations, government, that is preparing to take it away from you. They will find different ways to take it, they will penalize you, have interest put on you. You will make a mistake, they will capitalize on it. I told you to get a team together. I told you to get professionals together. If you don't do that, I'm sorry, I wish you the best, they're waiting for you. They are looking. The last administration had 80-90,000 agents that were going to come out and get you. You thought that was a mistake. You thought that's not part of what's going on. Why would you need that many? I told you guys, that we were looking for this to happen Wednesday. We had intended to go, and everything was ready to release, the Treasury was told not to let it go. We did not get a security level 1, we're at a level 2, so we're getting very very close to having the security say, yeah, it's okay to go. We're not quite where we need to be, and we're going to wait until the weekend to get this thing started. Also President Trump was heard to say on Right Side Broadcasting, that he wants us, meaning the American people, he wants us to have money on Saturday. Now that's his desire for this thing to go for us. The Iraqis should be proud of achieving this, international level of cross-border training, status as it is the last of the reforms and the last of many. Such a kickstart and renovation of a nation, that has been so far behind the rest of the world has never been attempted before. It has been a long arduous challenge and the diligence of many brilliant people will very soon bring forth the moment we have all been awaiting. In my 14 years of being involved in this investment, I have never been so pleasantly enlightened and uplifted about our impending success. Television is showing the United States President, your Trump just signed a memorandum making it impossible for Iran to use Iraq's monetary financial system to avoid sanctions. Wow! Frank, to see what Trump just did against Iran by using Iraq is an indication that Sudani and Trump are shoulder to shoulder. This action by Trump tied Iran's hands even strong against stealing your purchasing power. Trump is protecting the new exchange rate right along with Sudani. Newspaper reveals, Trump will lead an economic war that includes Iraq. Iraqi circles have raised their warnings about the imposition of economic sanctions by the Donald Trump administration. The first in the Trump era. Sanctions targeting Iran's economic lung. The U.S. Treasury Department announced on Thursday the imposition of the first sanctions during the Donald Trump era on individuals and oil tankers that help ship millions of barrels of Iranian crude annually to China. The U.S. Treasury is targeting an oil network that brings hundreds of millions of dollars to the Iranian military, as Tehran brings in billions of dollars every year through oil sales to finance its activities and support Hamas, the Houthis and Hezbollah complex networks and methods of smuggling dollars from Iraq to Iran. American report reveals the details. This lays out the perfect reasons to have an RV and fix it. All they need to do to fix this is revalue the Iraqi currency, the dinar. Television shows the United States President canceling the exception to allow Iraq to obtain electricity from Iran. Television says we have the capability to have our own electricity, enough to handle our own supply. Frank, it is being set up to be as powerful as your currency. Trump wants you to stop buying it from Iran. Trump cancels exemption granted to Iraq to import electricity and gas from Iran. U.S. President Donald Trump canceled, Wednesday, the exemption granted to Iraq to import electricity and gas from Iran. This is evidence that Trump is not going to be relaxed with Iraq and has expectations that they agreed to in his first term and have not yet fulfilled. Folks, almost 7 years have gone by. This is one of those skeletons they must clean up. But there is more to this issue. Iraq has already developed its own electric grid, and is now self-sufficient and no longer needs Iranian electricity or gas. So, why is Iraq still purchasing these utilities from Iran? This is Trump's point. Get it? The overall long-term plan is to get Iraqi to the reinstatement. It may seem a long way off, however, I assure you it is not. Just look at how quickly things are moving along. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani announced on Thursday that Iraq will end gas imports from Iran by 2028, while noting that the Iraqi government has a good relationship with Iran and America, and we are not exposed to any external pressures or dictates. Al-Sudani said in statements reported by the Iraqi news agency, Iraq is keen with OPEC Plus on the rights of consumers and producers, and Iraq now has an attractive environment in the field of investments. He added, "We have contracted electricity connection projects with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and have started the process of connecting energy with neighboring countries, especially Jordan," stressing, "We will end the import of gas from Iran by the year 2028. Al-Sudani pointed out that holding the upcoming Arab summit in Baghdad is an important event that coincides with a difficult situation in the region, adding, "We are not subject to any external pressures or any dictates." In addition, Al-Sudani said, "We have a good relationship with Iran and a good relationship with America, and this is an advantage. We also have distinguished relations with Arab countries, especially the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia." He continued, "We agreed with Washington on a timetable to end the mission of the international coalition by 2026, noting, "We are coordinating with Syria regarding securing the borders and the return of refugees, and we are ready to provide support, and we do not want Syria to be a station for foreign conflicts." He added, "We want to see a clear position from the Syrian administration towards fighting ISIS, and we want a clear position regarding the Israeli incursion into Syrian territory." The Ministry of Finance and the World Bank agreed, today, Thursday, to continue coordination and joint work to enhance economic stability in the country. The ministry stated in a statement received by Al-Maluma Agency, that Taif Sami received today the World Bank representative in Iraq, Emmanuel Salinas, in the presence of the Regional Director for Human Development, Fadia Solde, and the accompanying delegation, to discuss ways to enhance cooperation between the two sides in support